Hello and welcome to your silk veil. Congratulations. I'm so glad you've invested in yourself and you're about to go on a beautiful, transformative, fun, sensual, and embodied journey. Thank you for investing in yourself and investing in me and my art. So this video is the basics for you. Here we have your new silk veil. As you pull it out, you'll notice that one end has a weight in it, okay? So this one end with the weight has an extra weight in the corner. It has taken me years to perfect sewing these, and so I really hope that you love it. If you find anything up with it, just message me, okay? So you're going to find the long edge of your silk. Find the corner and then slide down the long edge. The long edge will be the one that doesn't drag too much on the floor. See, if I hold it on the short edge, which you can also do too, it's a little more advanced, then you have a lot of silk on the floor, unless you have a smaller silk, and then it doesn't matter. But here, okay, you're going to draw your hand along the silk and then find where the weight stops. Hold it on the weighted edge, the end of the weight, and the bulk of the weight at the corner. And so this is anywhere that you can hold along here. I really recommend holding either at the end of the weight or a little bit up. Okay, you never want to hold at the weighted edge if you want the silk to act like a weighted veil. If you hold the weighted edge, it acts like a ribbon. If you hold off the weighted edge with your dominant hand, or non-dominant hand, get crazy, you want to hold with your fingers pointing towards the edge with the weight dripping off of the side. And this allows for you to use the weight as an extension of your arm. So the farther away from the weight that you hold from that weighted corner, the bigger your tail is going to be. And then if I pull my hand closer to that weight, the shorter. So that is the basics for you. As you're going through your journey, know that I have created tons of tutorials if you want to really get into the tech, the nitty-gritty, the planes, the weaves, the paddles, the fancy stuff, the floor work. I have master classes and veils level 1, 2, and 3. Start. I recommend for you to get into your flow by allowing your whole body to move with the silk as you move the silk, okay? So this isn't just a stand in place and move the silk around you. The true joy in this is experiencing the whole fabric as itself. Okay, so just luxuriate in the feel of the fabric, the slowness, and let yourself dance with the silk as much as you can. Move your body around it. So, washing. You will probably want to launder your silk at some point. I recommend hand washing in cool water with some gentle soap. Okay, you can also throw it in your washing machine on delicate, low spin or no spin with that same very gentle soap. Okay? If you have a dyed veil, like it's a color, they have already been pre-washed for you, but do know that some that have really rich colors, the dye may come out, so make sure you wash it very gently. When you dry it, you'll want to hang it up to dry either over a clothing rack or somewhere where it can hang flat. This will keep it from getting wrinkled. If you want it to be wrinkled and full of texture, you can kind of roll it up and kind of let it dry all bunched up and it'll have a cool texture to it. If you want to undo the texture, you just gotta wet it and let it dry again. But let it dry flat. If you have a veil with multiple colors in it, even though they have been washed, sometimes the colors still bleed out. And if you lump your veil all together while it's wet, the colors could bleed on each other. So just always, when it's wet, leave it open to dry or flow with it until it's dry. Silk dries very quickly, okay? Note on wear and tear, don't smash your weight into the ground, because over time that will degrade the silk along the weight, and that's going to start to actually make the fabric disappear and fray off. Okay, if that does happen and you've been smashing your veil into things, I can repair it for you. Just holler at me. Okay, so you'll want to make sure to hold your veil with a lead edge so that way it doesn't smash on the floor, and try to keep it up so that way it doesn't. A couple pings on the floor or a couple smashes are okay, but if you're doing it every single time, that will degrade the fabric. Okay? Another note is that the space where you hold the fabric, and if you hold in the same spot all the time, it will start to pull, because silk is really delicate, and it may start to degrade, especially if you have long claws. You want to make sure not to stick them through the fabric, okay? So if you do, I recommend tucking your claws in and holding with this grip. The whole class on grips too. So just be careful and know that the silk, if you do pull it, if you do stretch it, it will degrade over time, just like anything we love does. One last question I get all the time is that I always leave one edge the two long edges unhemmed. Okay, this allows for the silk to flow much better. Woven around itself, sometimes you'll see these little hairs. Depending on the bolt that I get from China, the hairs are longer, the hairs are shorter, or the hairs are non-existent. So just know that there is no reason to worry if you have these little hairs. It's not fraying, it should be fine. Sometimes you'll have a string or two come out of it after a lot of play, but you should be fine. There are times when a retainer string, usually a polyester string, is woven into the edge. You'll know too if you have a dyed veil, because it won't dye. It's polyester, not silk, doesn't take the same dye, and that will slowly start to come out. If it's just the white string, you can just slowly tease it out. Don't try to make it come out until it's ready, and then you can just pull it out and it'll be gone, and your silk won't fray. But always let me know if you have any questions, okay? Okay. Thanks for watching, and please join my veil school. I have recorded so much juicy content for you. Levels 1, 2, 3, and a whole series of master classes to answer pretty much any question you could have. So thank you so much for watching. Go deeper with some content. Join me for burlesque classes and veil classes and fire classes, and just let's transform our lives. Thank you. From my heart to yours, I'm Gaea.